Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, October 14. A 24-hour mental health and suicide prevention helpline, 888-NEW-LIFE or 888-639-5433, has now been activated. It will be manned by professional psychologists who will provide appropriate levels of advice. The new helpline is part of the Ministry of Health and Wellness's Speak Up, Speak Now campaign, which provides a platform from which people can share their stories of mental illness. The campaign and helpline were launched at the Bellevue Hospital last Thursday to coincide with the observance of World Mental Health Day 2019.
We want to change, in the first instance, the perception around mental illness. We want every Jamaican to recognize that we are all vulnerable. We know somebody who has been affected, or we have been affected at some point, and there is a way to deal with mental illness that is humane, that is compassionate, and that can help to rehabilitate persons so they live normal, productive lives.
The Health and Wellness Minister says these interventions are important as a local survey indicates that 4 of every 10 Jamaicans at some point in their lives will suffer from some form of mental illness. Statistics also reveal that between 45 and 55 persons commit suicide each year in Jamaica based on mental illness. To further assist with community mental health service delivery and response, 14 new buses have been handed over to the health regions. Jamaica has now formally signed an air service agreement to facilitate direct flights from South Africa to the Norman Manley International Airport. Minister of Transport and Mining Robert Montego made the announcement during a recent function.
It is going to open up trading links, it is going to open up tourism, it is going to open up study, it is going to open up travel. In order now to get to Africa, you no longer need to go to Panama, or Brazil, or New York, or London. The possibility exists that you can go from Kingston straight into Johannesburg.
Minister Montego says discussions are also advanced to finalize similar air services agreements with other African nations, including Ghana and Nigeria. He was addressing the official presentation of an Aerodrome Operator Certificate to the Norman Manley International Airport. Meanwhile, Jamaica has received the International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO Council President's Certificate Award in Aviation Security. Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Nari William Singh, received the award recently. It recognizes Jamaica's progress in handling its aviation security insufficiencies while improving the effective implementation of ICAO standards and recommended practices. Transport Minister Robert Montego says this is a first for Jamaica's civil aviation industry and comes as the JCAA's head was elected to the ICAO Assembly.
Our Director General, Mr. Nari William Singh, was elected to be President of the 40th Assembly of the International Civil Aviation Organization, which is a UN body. 193 member states, and Mr. Nari Singh, a Jamaican, was elected to be the presiding officer.
The Jamaica Defense Forces Disaster Assistance Response Team DART is being expanded. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement on Friday during a welcome ceremony for DART members who were deployed to the Bahamas in September. They were there to help in the country's recovery efforts following the passage of Hurricane Dorian. The Prime Minister says the JDF is a critical part of Jamaica's resilience and preparedness in the event of a disaster.
We are building to have that capacity. Certainly, in terms of the human capacity, the sheer numbers, we should be able to provide that, certainly with our new recruitment strategy under the Jamaica National Service Corps. We have also sought to expand our mobility, certainly with the acquisition of new helicopters. What we do not now currently have is airlift capacity. And hopefully, eventually, over time, as our economic circumstances improve, we should be able to acquire that capacity for our own.
A new board of directors is now in place for the National Housing Trust, NHT. Minister with Oversight for Information, Carl Samuda, announced the members during the recent post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
Mr. Lennox Channer, Chairman. Senator Cavan Gale, Senator Kerencia Morrison, Mr. Doran Dixon, that name is very familiar with the teaching circles, Mr. Granville Valentine, also very familiar in the trade union movement, Sergeant Patre Rowe, Mr. O'Neill Grant, Mrs. Nesta Claire Smith-Hunter, Mr. Jeffrey Hall, Mr. Colin Barnett, Mr. David Wan, and Mr. Ryan Parks.
He says their appointments, which will span 3 years, became effective on September 9, 2019 and will last until September 8, 2022. And finally, more than 500 professionals and business leaders are expected to participate in the 2019 staging of the Global Leadership Summit, GLS. The annual conference will be held over 2 days at venues in Kingston and St. James. Under the theme Inspire, Transform, Influence, activities begin on October 25 at the Hope Fellowship Church in Kingston before moving to the Montego Bay Convention Center on November 7. The Global Leadership Summit is organized by Jamaica Link Ministries, JLM, in partnership with Global Leadership Network, GLN, and local entities. President of JLM and Chairman of GLN Jamaica, Reverend Hector Faulkner, says the conference is a catalyst for change and a resource to be leveraged to transform your community.
Providing vision, inspiration, and countless practical skills that you can put to work the day after.
Reverend Faulkner was addressing a think tank at the JIS's regional office in Montego Bay recently. Persons who wish to participate in GLS 2019 can register online or call 876-979-2648. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.